It's a Saturday morning in July, the day before July 4th, but that is always a special day for this guy, Maynard Lewis, who turns 42 years young today. He is 42 years young. And of course, Purdue fans remember Maynard well, part of it, the Elite Eight team in the year 2000. That came this close to the Final Four, but also was a standout guard from Terre Haute that played under Gene Cady in that era. And Maynard, first, happy birthday to you. And it's all birthdays are good, but you still look the same. And and I'm sure you can still shoot it, or you're going to tell people you can still shoot it. But, tell me a little bit about your birthday traditions growing up in Terre Haute. Which I know you're from Terre Haute. I assume you grew up there as well. And what will be the big celebration today?
First off, thank you, Alan, for having me on, and the birthday wishes. Much appreciated. Yeah, being 42 years old, you just gotta appreciate, especially going through this pandemic, and you're just thankful to be alive. So certainly gonna celebrate it in the best way I know how, down in Orlando on vacation today, and kind of did a full weekend of it. Went to Islands of Adventures yesterday, and certainly we'll head to the beach today. So trying to live life to the best that I can, and keep it moving. So
yeah, I think we've had two or three. We had Justin Jennings last week. He was on vacation, and of course this is the vacation time of year, certainly. But so we extra appreciate your time. So growing up, what any birthday traditions or things that you did that you remember that from your family that was something that was a part of your life growing up?
well, I mean, I gotta be honest with you, Alan. I can't really remember any such birthday traditions because when you play basketball, this is kind of
Yeah, this is prime
the
time.
peak time, the prime time of the year. So either you was on the road or some destination playing in AAU tournaments, or at practice. But certainly as we get older, I mean, again, I try to travel around my birthday a couple years ago. Went over to Europe, and had a good time there. And certainly as I reach the milestones, I'll be looking to travel, onward as well. So yeah, just really, today's all about me and my kids, and just love being around them, and certainly love their presence.
Yeah, tell us about your family, and you're down in a spot to enjoy that today and this weekend, but also about the Lewis group, and all of what they'll experience down in Florida this week.
Yeah, Alan, I got two kids. My daughter is a sophomore in high school. She's 14. And then my son, he's 12 going into the seventh grade. So I got the best of both worlds, a girl and a boy. I'm done.
Yeah.
Those two are a handful, but certainly they're a blessing in my life. And yeah, living in Terre Haute, working in Bloomington at a pharmaceutical company over there. And then also I am a head coach at Terre Haute South High School. So coaching high school basketball, trying to teach these young kids how to play.
Yeah. How and at first, of the kids, are they athletically inclined? Or are they what lights their wick? Are they certain things that they really inspire them from a school or a sports standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, certainly our high school comes from a rich tradition. Had a number of players come out of my high school.
Yeah.
Mostly, went to the other school in Bloomington, but I'm the kind of the one that defected, up to Purdue. But yeah, we are definitely, a 4A school, athletically inclined, historically. And we got a lot of great kids. Had a really good team a couple of years ago.
Right.
Won our sectional and ran up against the undefeated Warren Central. So certainly that was a tough battle for us, but certainly we had success. Had several players go on to, or three players going to play college ball who are still there now. So great success so far at our high school with a rich tradition, and it's been good. Been a fun run.
So what in the Gene Cady arsenal from a coaching standpoint do you use on a daily basis, or how do you and you obviously were a cerebral player, very good guard that could do a lot of different things. What what was your takeaway that you use today when you're coaching kids?
Defense, trying to preach defense, but they don't want to listen now. Especially they see everything in the NBA, where they see the Steph Currys and LeBron Jameses, all about offense, and certainly they can score. But, at the high school level, try to get these guys to buy into the defensive system, get them to be able to stop somebody. So that's the fun part.
How do you balance that pharmaceutical sales and then coaching, just because it's got to be, and of course then last year through a pandemic as well, that's a lot on your plate, and two kids at that age. What's your key to balancing it all?
Yeah, it definitely keeps you busy and on the go. But you know what, obviously I have my primary job, and I love what I do, but also when I go to practice, if you really love what you do, it's not really a job. It's something that you have a passion for. And every day I look forward to going to practice and being a positive influence for kids, because, the things we do today will shape them for tomorrow. And I really take that very, very important. So, you know what? I mean, yeah, like I said, I got my primary job, but the whole basketball thing, it's fun for me. It really is.
Were you able, do you do a lot of travel? I mean, in the pandemic, I assume you worked remotely. How did that,
Yeah, and that,
just
yeah,
because I'm between Terre Haute and Bloomington?
yeah. I mean, and it kind of, the pandemic kind of changed the game a little bit. Being able to work remotely, obviously we've proven through the pandemic that we were still just as effective at home as in the office. So, again, our company has changed the policy. So have a little bit more flexibility of being able to work from home. And certainly, if my clients come on site, certainly I'll have to go in the office, but it's been great. Trying to stay away from the fridge though, when you're working from home is probably the hardest part, but it certainly helps bring that work-life balance.
Yeah, your playing career, and you got to Purdue. I'm assuming that because you came in with Rodney Smith, as I recall. Yep. Tell me about your recruiting story and why, obviously Indiana had a big influence. IU had a big influence with kids down in your area, but Purdue's had Maynard Lewis. It's had Terry Dissinger from the city of Terre Haute. Tell me how you got to Purdue and what that process went.
Yeah, so I played with Rodney and John Allison on the same AAU team,
right.
And they had already committed when we kind of joined forces. Really enjoyed being around both of them, and whom great friends with today. But it kind of put the pressure on. I got two AAU teammates, who I like dearly, going to Purdue, and it's just like, and Coach Weber and Coach Kendrick kind of put on the full court press, and it was an easy choice. Especially Purdue was coming off, like two Big Ten championships on the way to the third one. It's just like, wow, I mean, this is the place to be in Indiana.
How did it, tell me about that experience? Because you got an experience in a couple of three NCAA tournaments, I believe, if I'm adding right, and one within an eyelash where you were a key off the bench contributor in that 2000 team that came within an eyelash of going to the Final Four. Purdue has seen that happen again in 2019 as well. It's tough, but as you look back at that was a heck of a run to be able to get to that point.
Yeah, I mean, it was a heck of a run, and it was so fun, and it brings back so many memories. I mean, 1999, you make it to the Sweet 16. We go out east, and that was fun, playing out in the Netherlands or New York, whatever you call it. Meadowlands, yeah, Meadowlands, yeah, Meadowlands.
And it's no longer there, yeah.
I know, right? Going out there, and then being fortunate to go to the tournament the next year and kind of go out west, and we made a huge run. And let Coach Katie tell it, years ago we were 4 free throws away from getting to the Final Four, and not to mention the two teams that was in the national championship that year. Yeah. We had beat both Florida and Michigan State, so we had our opportunity, but look back, I mean, we gave it all we can, and it was a fun run, fun experience. And I tell my players all the time, there's nothing that can simulate the NCAA tournament.
Yeah. All right, when you were a shooter, and obviously when you come to Purdue, you learn to play defense. That's a big part of it. But how do you, when you see yourself and other players, does that make you, as a coach, do you coach like a guard and a shooter and defender, or have you learned to, you've got to take in all players? But how do you transfer the way you were as a player to your coaching style?
You know what? The main thing that kind of Coach Katie instilled in us and the high school coach as well is just play hard. And that is kind of the fundamental value. Just go out there and give it everything you can. You're not going to be mistake free, although we should, strive to be that way. But if you go out and play hard and all the other stuff will be swept under the rug. So really, if get players to play hard, play defense, and let our defense be our offense. That's kind of the style that I push in our program.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you get out because I know one thing where you are now, and you've got kids that are probably about ready to get on the road and get doing stuff. So have a great day. Thanks so much for your time. A happy birthday to you. And we'll look forward, hopefully, to maybe shaking hands in Mackey Arena this year when the Boilermakers are playing, when you can though that's a tough time of year to get up here to play or to get up here and watch, but there'll be a lot to watch this year as well.
Thank you so much, Alan, for taking the time out. And yeah, certainly looking forward to, watching the Boilermakers this year. It's exciting. Got some good recruits coming in, and Coach Painter's doing a heck of a job, and certainly wish him and the team well. So can't wait.
All right. Sounds great. Have a great rest of the day, my friend. Thank you.
Thanks, Alan. Bye-bye.